2 seconds. That's how often someone becomes a victim of identity theft. Last year, there were over 14 million victims of identity theft and fraud. Are you one of those 14 million? Has your personal information been exposed in a data breach or a hack? The statistics say most likely. The past few years have given us record breaking breaches. You see only a few of the big ones listed here. LinkedIn exposed data of over 700 million people. 530 million Facebook users were victim to a data breach that exposed their phone numbers, full names, locations, email addresses, and more. Yahoo took first place for the biggest breach in history with news of a hack that affected every single Yahoo account. That's 3 billion users. And these are only some of the breaches that occurred in the last few years. Given those statistics, it's likely that your personal information has landed in the hands of a hacker. In addition, new threats are exposed every day. Even as we sit here now, a vast array of cyber attacks are pounding at the walls of security networks built to protect you and your digital persona on the internet. And what I'm going to say next might sound a little bit dramatic, but it is completely true. A world of dark forces and criminal networks conspire day and night to steal your username and password, obtain your social security number, open credit cards in your name, drain your bank accounts, and seize your computer to hold it for ransom. The authors of the book Cybersecurity and Cyber War contend that a cyber world war is underway, and we're all involved. Our biggest problem, they say, is that we face a cybersecurity knowledge gap, and that's why I'm here today. I'm worried for all of us, for myself, my family, my clients, and our community. It's a serious, growing problem, but I don't think it's a reason for despair. Most people don't realize how vulnerable they are or what they can do to maximize their security. Now, by the end of my presentation today, I guarantee you will leave better prepared to protect yourself, your family, and your business from the quietly raging cyber wars targeting us all. Today, I'm here to help you create a personal cybersecurity system that will keep you and your family safe. First, you're going to take a short quiz to determine your current cybersecurity score. We'll do that here in a moment. Then, once you know your vulnerabilities, I'll teach you the new cybersecurity rules. These are actions you can take that will boost your score. And at the end of this presentation, I'll ask you to fill out the action pledge. You'll pick 3 actions to take right away and sign and date the form. Hello, and thank you for joining me today for our special presentation, 30 Minutes to Savvy Cybersecurity, 5 threats every person and business faces and how to fight them now. My name is Eric Hagan. I'm a financial advisor, and I'm president of Capital Consulting Group in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Capital Consulting Group, or CCG, consists of myself, our Chief Investment Officer, Tom Fox, financial advisors, Dan Oshman and Rana Grant, and our client support team, John Knutson and Marilyn Westmark. Our goal is to help our clients make their next financial decision, and then the one after that, a good one. Sometimes this means making good decisions about things like retirement planning, investment management, tax planning, and more, but it also includes avoiding making a bad decision, like falling victim to a scam. So that's why I do this. We've got quite a bit to cover, so we're going to jump right in. So the first step today is to determine your current cybersecurity score. And I'm going to ask you to take out the card that you should have received when registering for today's message. If you didn't get it, or if you need a copy, you can get it on our website at investwithccg.com/cybersecurity. I'm going to go through now too, so you could follow along if you don't have one in front of you. Looking at the guide under the scorecard section, which you see up on the screen, take a few minutes to answer the questions yes or no. For each yes, you want to give yourself 5 points. I'm going to pause for a few moments and then hop back on here with you. Hopefully that was enough time for you to go through that list there. So now what you want to do is add up your points and determine your rating by looking at part B. Don't be discouraged if you scored low. Most people do. Knowing where you stand is the first step in creating your cybersecurity plan. So let's get started. And to get started, we move on to part two, and that is to learn the new cybersecurity rules. I believe you can develop three cybersecurity mindsets to strengthen and maintain your cybersecurity so that staying safe is a simple task. The three mindsets cover various parts of your life and overlap to form a sweet spot of actions that will boost your cybersecurity score. Each mindset alone provides greater security, but the combination of the three really makes you secure. The mindsets are secrecy, omniscience, and mindfulness. Each mindset contains a group of actions for people to take called the new cybersecurity rules. I'm going to explain all three mindsets and some of the associated rules. So let's take a look at the first mindset. We all need more secrecy in our lives, and that is why our first key idea is adopting a new level of secrecy can boost your security and cyber confidence. The secrecy mindset, entails keeping your personal and private data private. With all the massive amounts of data breaches suffered by corporations and governments, we need to act as if our personal data already exists in the hands of cybercriminals because it likely does. We all need to draw a tighter ring of security around our personal data, and that starts with your email. Our email address is the key to our digital lives. We share it with countless businesses, organizations, and people. If you've used the internet for any amount of time, you have entered your email address at the host of online accounts for shopping, traveling, exercising, gaming, dating, and more. We don't think twice. But having your email addresses in so many databases puts you at a significant risk. Hackers routinely breach the security networks of many organizations that hold your primary email address. That stolen personal data, paired with poor email security, can lead to disaster. Robert Siciliano, CEO of IdentityTheftSecurity.com and security writer, explains. He says, it has been said that if you own a person's email, you own the person. This means that once your email is hacked, pretty much your entire digital life is up for grabs. So even if you've done your due diligence to have all your passwords be different, if your email is hacked and it's associated with your other online accounts, the hacker could simply use a reset password and get access to all your other accounts. Now, you may not care if someone hacks into your Food Network or Yelp account, but you certainly don't want your online banking exposed in the same way. This is why you need to create a separate secret email for your financial accounts. This email address should be unidentifiable. Don't use your first name, last name, initials, or other identifying information. It should also be protected by a strong and unique password. A separate email address reduces your digital footprint, and if your primary non financial email address is exposed in a hack, it will not be connected to your financial accounts. This is a key step in boosting your security. Creating strong passwords is just the first step in your account protection plan. We need to put a special layer of security on our all important accounts, such as email, online banking, social media, and more. That extra layer is a relatively new trend in online security called two step verification or sometimes two factor authentication. It should be added to any account you have that supports the technology. With this approach, when you start to log into an account online, you're sent a short lived one time passcode. You must use that code to finish logging in. You can receive this code via text message or something called an authenticator app. The authenticator app is the most secure option as it is more difficult for hackers to compromise. Some popular authenticator apps are Google Authenticator and Microsoft Authenticator. This method stops your accounts from getting hacked because it requires two separate things: something you know, your password, and something you have, the temporary code. So even if a hacker has your password, he won't gain access. And you'll be alerted if someone is trying to break into your account. If you get a code and you haven't tried to log in, you know something is up. At that point, you'll want to change your password. And you don't have to worry about entering a code every time you log into your account from your device. On many sites, you can designate safe devices where you only need to enter the verification code every 30 days when logging on from that device. We need to know what is going on with our cybersecurity at all times. That's why the second key idea is completing certain actions can help you achieve financial cyber omniscience and thwart fraud. This is absolutely critical to everyone's cybersecurity. Let's see what I mean. Now, here's something most people don't quite understand about their credit files. By default, our credit files are open. That means anyone with enough information to impersonate you may be able to open a new line of credit in your name. It happens all the time and is a major source of identity theft. And when you consider how many private and public organizations have been hacked, institutions that we've trusted with our social security numbers, employment history, and other details about our financial lives, you need to be worried about the state of your credit file at the big three agencies. We need to take back control of our credit through a credit freeze. A credit freeze locks your credit file with a PIN at each of the credit bureaus. No new credit can be issued in your name unless you lift the freeze with your special PIN. You'll have to contact each of the credit bureaus separately. Going back to 2018, credit freezes are free in every state thanks to a new federal law. Previously, the cost varied per state and could be up to $10 per action. A credit freeze puts you in control. It is way more secure than credit monitoring or a fraud alert, both of which will alert you after credit has been issued in your name. With a credit freeze, you can prevent identity theft from happening instead of cleaning up after your identity theft nightmare. But it's not just your credit that you need to be concerned about. Experts say that 500,000 children suffer from identity theft every year. Why? Their clean records are attractive to thieves looking to open new accounts without any issues, and the theft can go unnoticed for years, as parents and guardians often don't think to check their children's records. But childhood identity theft can lead to a lifetime of fraud and ruined credit. The first step in protecting your children is ensuring they have no credit report by contacting all three of the credit bureaus. Those three being Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Parents should send a letter including copies of their child's birth certificate listing them as the parent, their driver's license, and proof of address to all three of the credit reporting agencies and ask for a manual search of their child's social security number. If no report is found, you're in luck. You should still periodically check on your child's status, however. If a report is found, it's usually a sign your child has been victimized. Ask the credit bureaus to immediately place a credit freeze on your child's record and investigate further. You can now request a credit freeze for your child in every state. Previously, it was dependent on your state of residence, but now it is a federal law. You will again have to contact all three of the bureaus individually. Our third cybersecurity key idea has to do with mindfulness. Achieving a sense of mindfulness when it comes to cybersecurity allows you to stay alert without becoming fatigued. What does that mean? Well, we need to be in a state of relaxed alertness when dealing with cybersecurity. Fighter pilots have an acronym for this state called OODA, OODA. It stands for observation, orientation, decision, and action. Zen masters use the phrase mindfulness. When Google completed their own analysis of worldwide cybersecurity practices, they also recommended mindfulness as a key part of cybersecurity. Mindfulness relates to your day to day cybersecurity practices. One of the biggest threats today is a strain of malware called ransomware that kidnaps your computer and holds it for ransom. In this attack, hackers infect your device with malware that encrypts or locks everything on your computer. You can no longer access any of your files. In order to get your files back, you have to pay the hackers a Bitcoin ransom. Ransomware attacks are normally spread through a method called phishing. Phishing messages are emails that impersonate a legitimate company or person and are designed to steal your personal information or install malware on your machine through a malicious link. Hackers are sending out billions of these messages every day. Most get caught in your spam filter, but some find their way to your inbox. There is a 10-second cybersecurity rule that will help you fend off the phishers. The acronym is email, and it stands for examine, message, and inspect links. Let's take a look at the first half of that acronym right now. The first half of the acronym, examine message, starts with the subject line. Phishers try to get us to react quickly to an urgent situation. Often they will make the subject line something frightening, such as warning or account closed or security alert. Some are more subtle but still require you to take action. For example, mail delivery failed. Return message to sender or incoming fax received. Subject lines like this should alert us that this may be a phishing attack. Next, we need to discover the true sender of the email. Phishers can spoof the from line to appear to be from a legitimate business or organization. You can determine the true sender by hovering your mouse over the display name. A small box will appear with the true email address. Other suspicious things to look for include greetings that refer to you as customer or sir or madam instead of your name, poor grammar, or a vague signature line with false contact information. You should also be suspicious of unsolicited emails with attachments. Never click to open an unsolicited attachment. What presents itself as a resume, receipt, or payment could be an exe file that plants a virus on your computer or seizes it for ransom. The second part of the 10-second email rule has to do with the links in the message. Like you did with the sender, hover your mouse over any link or hyperlinked text. Be sure that the link is truly directing you to the correct website. If it looks fishy, delete it. You can always contact the organization directly to ask if they sent you the email. This is an action that needs to become part of your daily cybersecurity practices. Make it a habit so you can thwart off phishers without even thinking about it. And then part three is to take action. We've learned a lot today, and now it's time to take action. Research shows we're more likely to do something if we write it down. So now take out your reference card again and turn to the backside. Take a look at the checklist and write down 3 actions that you plan on taking immediately. Sign and date your action plan commitment. Go ahead and complete your action plan now so you can take it with you after we're done here today, and of course, to implement it. I'll give you a minute here to think about your 3 action items. Okay, while you finish up your action plan, I want to inform you about some additional cybersecurity resources. The first is a new book that complements this presentation and will educate you on the items that we did not talk about today. It's called Hack Proof Your Life Now: The New Cybersecurity Rules, and it's available on Amazon. I also send out an occasional newsletter to my clients and people on my list. It includes articles and tips about cybersecurity, in addition to news and articles about financial planning and investing. You can add yourself to the list on our website, which you see it there at the bottom of the screen, investwithccg.com/cybersecurity. Now you have the core knowledge to create your own personal cybersecurity plan. I hope you found our presentation to be helpful and informative in terms of your thinking and commitment to cybersecurity. Our goal is to help our clients make their next financial decision and the one after that a good one. Remember, this includes avoiding making a bad decision like falling victim to a scam. If you have questions about your cybersecurity plan or about anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can find my calendar and schedule time to connect right on our website. The web address is www.investwithccg.com. With that, I will close this off, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.